Yeah, brother.
We're officially recording now. Oh yeah, brother. I'm part of the 445 club.
Oh, the 445 club.
I wasn't even trying to be. But yeah, I already went and did my run. Well, I already worked out. I did some running. I went to the track.
Okay, I see you doing it right, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Doing it right.
Hey, like I said, we'll never get another opportunity like this. Well, hopefully we won't get an opportunity like this because of these reasons, but may not get another opportunity like this in life, so I got to take advantage of it. What up, Kel?
Was it crowded out there?
What up?
I told him I'm part of the 4:45 a.m. club. I already went to the track.
Oh, really? Kudos.
No, it was technically closed, but I still snuck in. I seen somebody
from like that other
out.
time.
Yeah, I seen somebody coming out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go right where he went. There's people working, but like nobody like made me leave. Like, and I was out. Stuff started happening where I realized I should leave, but it wasn't like the people there. Like I did everything. I filmed myself running. I had the drone up, but then the drone started becoming an issue.
You went to the one down the street?
I went to the Jackie Robinson Stadium or whatever that one is. Yeah.
Where they was doing all the construction.
Yeah.
We appreciate the invite, though, bro. We do appreciate that.
Oh, that's close. I could pop up in there.
You the one talking about you ain't leaving the house.
Who?
You wasn't about to pop up nowhere.
Hey, 445.
You talking about you weren't leaving the house.
Oh, I'll leave for that. No. It's just got to be a good reason to leave.
Hey, how would you? Hey, there's no way for you to know without sending out invites, brother. How you know who gonna show up to the party?
Oh, you know I'm showing up to get fit.
I know both of y'all. Kev, I half believe.
I'll show up to the track. I ain't showing up just to go to the grocery though.
I've been driving to Chino to run, brother. You know where Chino is?
Yeah, I believe you did. But I believe if I told you yesterday that I was going to run today at 4:45, well, I was getting 4:45 to go to the track, you'd have been like, I don't know, and we got a podcast. You would have tried to, or you would have tried to come to my house and stay all day.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
He didn't deny it.
You might be right. But the fact that you just sent out no invitations makes you wrong.
All right, next time y'all got an invitation. All right.
Yeah, I'm already doing a fitness challenge, so I'm gonna be all
Hey, what's the deal? Tell me about this fitness challenge. I want to know more about this.
It's a fitness challenge.
Maybe I'll be invited to this one. You know, maybe I'll be invited to this challenge.
60 days, you're gonna calculate your body fat and weight.
Okay.
And then at the end of the 60 days, it's the aesthetic who lost the most weight and who lost the lowest body fat. Because everybody's different sizes. So.
Okay. So you basically, it's just a challenge. Whoever can lose the most. There's no like workout routine we need to follow. It ain't no diet. It's just who can dog gets the most is pretty much.
Yep, pretty much. It's a competitive.
That's good for y'all too.
Oh, Scotty, we a team, man. I hear you. We a team. This invite is extended.
I declined the invite. One, I didn't receive an invite. Two, I just declined when it comes.
So I'm doing with my brothers. It's a buy-in because we buying in with 50 a piece.
Put your 50 up, Tracy.
All right. So I just want to make sure I understand the rules. You know, you put in $50, and whoever loses the most body fat and what's the other one you said?
So it's body fat, weight, and aesthetic. So
kind of like you can't get in, Tracy.
Okay, this is my question. How am I measure this? How is it gonna be fair?
Because on Sunday when it starts, you're gonna take your weight, then you're gonna take your waist. You're gonna measure your waist.
Okay.
And that's your day one, and then on the 60th day, you're going to take your weight, you're going to take your waist measurements, see what you lost, and then you're going to do an aesthetic picture because it's an overall aesthetic too. So,
okay, so
everybody's got a vote. So, but you can't vote for yourself.
Okay, how many people in it?
It's just me and my 4 brothers so far, but I mean, we can do an auxiliary, you could do a side bet, you can, or you could just like go along with it and not put up You know, you don't have to bet because I'm gonna win. That's all I do.
So okay, this is my only issue.
I like the conviction. He didn't break a
This is
smirk
my
or
only
nothing.
issue. This is my only issue. Okay,
Yeah.
So
you are giving yourself an out.
No, what if I'm one of the heavier guys, you know, in the competition?
You're not bigger than my brother. You're not bigger than two of them. So that's bigger, the whole point.
Okay.
How much you
I was gonna say, if I'm bigger than him and I lose, you know, because when you're bigger, obviously you have more body mass to lose. So for you,
that's why the range is different. So you're getting a point for every pound. You're getting a point for your body fat. I didn't explain that at first.
So okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so for you, it's gonna be more.
I might say I'm lose like 10 pounds.
So you're gonna have to be shredded because you don't have as much body fat to lose.
Right.
I get what you said. For me, if I lose 20 or 30 pounds, it'll be like me being shredded because we getting points. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is there obviously you get more points though, right? Because what you're doing is more difficult. I mean, that's how it should be.
It should, but that's on a ranking system, and you can't vote for yourself. So,
okay.
So it's like, you know, everybody else, you can vote for somebody else. So you're gonna put that in place of who's first, second, third, so on and so forth.
Okay. I think I'm gonna make my game time decision tomorrow. You know, but I think I am really interested.
I mean, you can do it. Like I said, you can do it as an auxiliary, and I'll just like.
No, I think I want to throw in that 50. I think I want to throw that 50 in. Me and Anthony, I might even pay for Anthony too.
Well, just send it to me anyway.
Kindly refund his money back when he sends it to you.
Ain't no refunds if you buy again. You go.
I'm sending.
So you just giving Cam $50?
That's
nah. So because I know how he is. Hey, he might decide he's going to do it 2-3 weeks from now. Depends on how his program works.
I'm on my own journey. No, that's the funny thing. I'm on my own journey. I've been on my own journey. Yeah. So I'm gonna do me.
He like Jill Scott, what you call? He got the good. I don't need no help.
No.
So, myself. But see me,
Tracy, you get you in there and you take care of you.
I'm for me and Anthony, and we both in the competition. So you know, I don't know how you gonna get the pictures.
Cool, Kev.
And all that other stuff.
Congrats on the extra 50.
Look, you got 60 days, you know.
No, and it's not like, you know, like I'm not trying to be competitive, but like I think I could get in there and win that, but like I don't want that to be my motivator. I want me. It's all internal motivation.
Exactly. But I like to crush niggas, and so that's.
I understand.
You know,
I'm in a different space, so you got it. You get that extra 50 from Tracy.
Great, you know, we gonna both be happy at the end of the road. So
you know, I'm gonna send it to Anthony, and he gonna send it to you.
I'm gonna keep. I ain't giving you no refunds either.
Man, this ain't that screw. You ain't gonna get your weight down.
Y'all cold, boy. I'm over here trying to make it a group thing. You know, more bonding.
See, you got to know what motivates certain people. Different people.
You're right. I'm not reading the room. I'm reading the room wrong.
Exactly.
I know how I get motivated the most, so it's like, okay. But
no, I think that would be cool for me because, you know, I think for me, and that's okay. So that goes back why I've been going to Chino, like on a sidebar, because one of my high school buddies, the motivation has been hard for me too. You know, just getting up, running, working out, because I have been in a team atmosphere for so long. And then I've been working out for a goal my whole life, like performance goal. I've never really been into aesthetics, you know, trying to be, you know, that's never really been my thing. So for me to try to like, I care about health now, but I've never really been like, oh, I want to just look a certain way.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, well, if there's a group, I think I'm more like you, competitive. If there's like some money involved, there's a group of people, you know, that's going to push me to go for that run, to go to the gym, when I can't go to the gym, but do my workout in the backyard, you know, whatever, et cetera. And I think, like you said, Anthony, he a little different. That don't motivate him at all.
Right.
I want the exact opposite.
And see, I'm not motivated by money.
And that's,
the money
well, yeah, go ahead.
So we'll see that the whole motivation for me was like, for my brothers, like some of them are going to be motivated by the money. I'm motivated by like, if we facilitating a game, like I'm a gamified type dude. So if we make a game out of it, I want to win that game. So that was how I was like, okay, well, how can I put it to where we all have some side of, because like I said, you got to go by people's motivation. Just like Anthony's saying, he's going to add to what he's motivated by. There's no motivational factor for him in there. Like, so he's going to do better on his own. Whereas me, it's like, okay, I could be on my own, but if there's no game to play in it, then I probably just kind of coast along versus, okay, if I got like objective, it's like, okay, we got a ranking system or like the aesthetics, because I can only lose so much. Like that's a game against myself, but then also bringing in other people is the accountability for me.
Well, like well, you know what, I was taking it from it like on even a deeper level. Because last night on a meeting I had, give me 1 second real quick. Last night in a meeting I had, we were talking about this, the collective group. When a collective group comes together, the consciousness and the energy that surrounds that is very powerful. So like, even if there's something in that group that the whole group is, you're not motivated by every aspect of what the group's doing, you're gonna pull from that energy. So if you got a group of 10 men, they all trying, you know, you got more of accountability. You got more reason to try to, you know, you got a support group on the days you don't feel like, it's like a team, you know, it's the energy that's surrounding it. So what it wasn't the money for me. That's why I was like, let me throw in 50 for Anthony. It was because I'm motivated by the group itself, you know. So can you have some windows for me? By the group itself. So that's what gets me going.
See, and that's the thing where sometimes I think not that you and I ever like bump heads, but like you would assume, and I do appreciate, because I think you look at me as a teammate, but for me, I'm the exact opposite. And that's why I was saying this is the perfect time for me, because I know an issue that most human beings have, and even me, is we start to become dependent on others. And this has nothing to do with what you were saying, but for me, it's like, okay, most of the times I've been in shape, I've been in a group class. It's been CrossFit, or I've had a personal trainer, I've been in some circuit class. And when the money ran out, or when I like slipped and just something happened and I lost that, I couldn't ever get back to it on my own. So for the last couple of years, I've been trying to take all the information I've got and learn how to be, just like anything else in business and everything else, how to be self-motivated, to be a self-starter and find that internal motivation. So right now, the universe and circumstances have conspired for me to actually do that. And I'm breaking down walls that have been in my life forever. So for me, I'm naturally that way, but like I'm having real life breakthroughs. So right now, as much as like I understand how that is for you, that would be like going backwards for me. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't want to do that. Like, cause I'm having like breakthroughs in life right now. And just naturally, I'm the type of person where like, I like to do stuff on my own. There you go, buddy. but yeah, so that's like just me on a natural level, on a deeper level. And just right now, it's like, you know, like I know, like I am being so introverted, I know myself. So I know at times when I can push myself and when I can't. But if the team wants to push, and then I set moment when I need to take it down a notch for something, because I need to have my, I'm trying to go for the long term and something. Let's say we're running like a mile, or we're running 5 miles, but I need to jog at a slower pace than everybody else. And that's going to be the exact time. Tracy's like, come on. But for me, it's like, okay, I need to pace myself so I can make sure I make it through this and make it through the rest of my day. And that's one of those things where then it becomes a mental thing, which will throw me off. So for me, I have to get in a space where I know myself and I can work with myself first and perfect that and know everything. And then I can work better in a team environment. But like I said, when you first hopped on before Kevin got on, I'm not like, circumstantially, I hope we're never in another situation like this in life. But also, like right now, like I don't have to worry about going to work. I don't have a spouse. I don't have kids. I have time to just work on myself. So I want to focus on working on myself as much as I can, so I can come out of this a better person to work with others after. But right now, as much as I'm working with other people, certain things I got to work on alone.
So what I took from that is you laying the foundation right now. It sounds like you laying that foundation for Anthony. And like you said, when you're doing that self-work, and that's true too, when you're doing self-work and you're doing self-growth, there is a time and a place, like you said, where like you might want to spend more time on a certain exercise or certain movement. When, like you said, doing something like this, it is going to push you in a different way that you may not be willing to do right now because you are in a zone. You know, I call that the zone.
I don't know.
You're flowing.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying he's flowing at his own rhythm and his own pace. It's like in yoga. You know, like when you do yoga with in a class versus doing yoga at home. When you do it in a class, you got to roll with the punches when the movements change. You know, the tempo of the class. But when you're doing it at home, if there's a movement or your body's feeling a certain way, because every day you feel differently, you might spend a little bit more time on that movement by yourself.
Yeah, but well, I think he's just pointing to the fact that he's learning himself in a way that will make him more beneficial to a group, because a lot of times we just run into stuff not knowing like what our peeves and like what our triggers are. But if he knows what's motivating him and it's working and it's like he needs no outside influence, he's going to be 100 times better once he understands that dynamic and then go into a group setting versus the opposite. And so like basically everything he's saying is just kind of like you self-working on. And I know how I work best with others, and I know how I revert, because like just kind of having that introverted personality, or sometimes if you want to be an ambivert, because sometimes I'm feeling social. But
yeah, I mean, I agree, but I would even take it a step further. Like, it's not just about the group setting; it's about where you are in life, you know. And I think, like you said, he's in a point in life where he feels like he has nothing but time to work on himself, and he's right at that point. He don't know if next month he meets somebody or a month after that. You know, he finds that he's in his career that he's currently in, or he's in another career. So he's like, I got time against me. Well, I got nothing but time to work on myself. And he's also like, okay, I don't want the pressure, like you said too, Kev. He don't want the pressure of outside, not the pressure, I don't know if that's the right. He don't want the influence of outside sources to mess up what he got going on. So like he said,
there's also an element, I think, to it's just in life. I think when you're in a habit forming phase where you're starting to develop those habits, I think it's almost, and Kev can speak to this, I feel like it's almost like when you have like a newborn child, like you have to really protect that space and that time when you're trying to nurture and foster new habits. So it's just one of those things where like right now, I ain't let nobody F nothing up that I'm trying to do right now, just so I can make sure that it is sustainable and it grows in a healthy lifestyle choice and part of my life, rather than something I was just doing for a certain amount of time. So that's why me and Tracy have this all the time. Like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm working out on this, or I'm working on this. Like, oh, let's go do this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it, because it's just one of those things where, and it happens all the time. You may have a business idea and people get excited, like, oh, let's go do this. I'm like, no, I gotta do it this way, because I gotta make sure it's sustainable, and then after that, I can move forward from there. So a lot of it isn't just that it's the way that I am. It's just so early. I want to build that habit and make it a part of my life before I start trying to bring other people in or put that into other circles with other people. That's the bigger thing right now.
Yeah, that's what I was speaking to. Like, if you're trying to make changes, then you don't want to disrupt that momentum and then fall back into either old habits or, you know, just kind of mess up that momentum.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with with protecting that creative process, or protecting, you know, your energy, because there's certain things in my life right now where, like you said, there's certain things I'm not open with that I'm working on. Like, one thing I can share with you is meditation. You know, in one of my other groups, you know, one thing we're working on, the collective, we talked about that group, is just taking 10 to 15 minutes a day to 15 minutes to meditate and 10 to 15 minutes to read. No, actually 30 to 45 minutes of reading per day. And it sounds simple, but it's one of those things where we all know you feel that you can fill that time and that void in that space with so many other things. So It's like, I understand where you're coming from. It's like, oh, I don't go and broadcast, like, and it's for a reason, because I don't want the pressure of I want the accountability of my group. So I do share with other people that are doing it, you know, but I don't share with people who aren't, because it's one of those things where I don't want somebody to be like, hey man, I know y'all would, but why are you wasting your time meditating? Or, you know, you don't need to do that. You need to be focusing on this workout. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever that person may be focusing on at that moment. But it's important to me, because I feel like you feel with the fitness, like I may not be able to have time to read and study and meditate like I do now. And if I don't develop the foundation now, maybe I can do it later on. It's just going to be way more complicated.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
Amen.
And that's cool that you said that. I actually got, you know who, I showed you them on Instagram one day. This young lady I know, she's leading a 21-day guided meditation. It's like she's leading the Deepak Chopra one. So I think it's cool. We both on our own, both separately are in the meditation at the moment.
What's that one for? World peace?
Man, I can't even take you serious. As soon as you smirk before you said
I know. I was
ain't gonna take it serious.
I was like, wait, I gotta hold it, but I couldn't hold it.
Oh man, I don't know. It just called me at the right moment. But that's a whole other story of that, how I got into that. Yeah, I was like, let me go ahead and do it. So I'm trying to start documenting the process.
That's cool.
While doing it too.
That's cool. I'm not against meditation. I know because I made a joke. It may seem that.
No, I didn't.
No. I'm not. But I'm saying like I can relate in a different. I was just saying I can relate to how he feels about something, and that's not normal for us because me and Anthony usually are at different places in our life when it comes to everything. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to business. When it comes to working out,
I disagree a whole lot on this podcast. I couldn't tell.
We do.
Oh yeah, man. Then y'all get off and be like, "Nah, that's wrong. That's wrong." Bring that same energy, Anthony and Tracy.
Oh man, y'all fools, man. So what y'all been up to, man? We ain't really talking for a week, huh?
Yeah.
Anybody working on anything new?
Yeah, just working on self, working on family, just building same things, keeping the momentum.
Everything.
Yeah.
You already know. I'm so that box there is. I ordered you guys know. Hold on 1 second. Let me do it this way.
That's the lens?
No. So this is the packaging, or like the amber glasses. I don't know if the light can hit it somewhere. But so this is the packaging for the beard butter. I think I'll have a bigger one for the balm. But everybody always has these black lids, so I specifically got white lids for that. So I got I just ordered the little closures and then the lid, and then I'll get I got the white dropper tops with the amber bottles. So as soon as I get a couple more things in, and then I got to get a few more fragrances in to figure out the fragrances. I'm gonna really start jumping into all the health and beauty products. I'm also gonna start working on a body wash as well. So I've been doing all of that. I'm about to really jump into this YouTube stuff. I have now, since me and Kev started in the pandemic, I had 5 episodes in before the pandemic started. I just got the 21st episode recorded. Like I told y'all, I think on the other channel, I'm about to start doing some live stuff. So that and then working on self. I'm trying to take advantage of this time right now.
Yeah, man. Y'all go check out Anthony's other podcast too. I was on the guest on there, and I think I am the most popular one still. In views. In views.
So you might be on views. You might actually, you might be.
Oh, I am.
I'm verify.
Yeah. Put it in the books. Write it down. But now I can Google some good content. Tracy, don't you have some stuff on Facebook? Some inspirational and motivational.
Right now, I put everything on pause. I mean, I'm in the middle of building a few things, but that's one thing. I don't want to put a bunch of energy and stuff I'm not really trying to see through. And that was the thing. So there's some stuff that's coming out. Like I said, I'm really working on some self breakthroughs to see what I want to do for the long run. I'm tired of doing things for 6 months, 3-4 months, and then I really want to figure out what my long-term mission and journey is, and kind of stay in that lane. So, so to be continued, short version. To be continued. But there is some. I will say this: there's some stuff on my heart that's been revealed that I am passionate about. I do want to see through. And I'm excited to work. You know, I am excited to get to work on some things, and it's gonna all be good. It'll all be good.
Y'all just think about, you know, what legacy you want to leave behind, and that's like a fact or a question of what you see your bigger purpose being. Because if you know what legacy you want to leave behind, then you know what you want to kind of attack in the now.
Yeah,
at least to a certain extent, right?
No, yeah. Legacy is deep, like you said. I mean, if you thinking about leaving something behind for your immediate family, but not even them, like your grandkids and then they grandkids, like what kind of mark or what can you leave in the world? And I don't know. I mean, sometimes everyone, I know they think of something huge, like coming up with a cure, but it's like even writing a book. Like if you wrote a book and you published it, and your family, I mean, I'm just saying worst case situation, it don't even make it like top seller or it's not like an Amazon, but your family has some documentation of who you are, how your thoughts were, the things you wanted to accomplish, the people around you, what they were doing, you know, and it's from your words. That's a legacy in itself. You know what I'm saying? How many books do we read now from people who haven't been on this earth for over 50 to 100 years? Tons of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just thinking in that mindset, it's kind of, I'm not trying to make this too much of the things I'm working on, but that's the mindset I'm shifting towards, is that long-term. I want to leave that long-term mark. You know, I'm not just thinking of my kids, because I know God willing, I'm here. I'm going to touch them as much as I can. But the people I can't touch, the people I'm not able to touch, I want to leave something behind where if they are interested, somebody can hand them this brochure. They can hand them this book. They can hand them that podcast. And they can be like, oh, this is what this man was talking about. So
100% agree.
Real quick, y'all. And that, because I was going to say, that's exactly how I feel on my podcast. I know y'all got busy schedules, but at some point I want to do this and have y'all on my podcast the exact same way. But that's, I mean, why not? Because that would be a good way to promote.
Good segue, yeah. No, you ain't got to justify to me. My laugh was in congruity with your vision of bringing some more eyes.
Stop talking.
Like, they like to hear me talk. They like my voice.
Yeah, let's do it. You know, it's like I said, I mean, morning, I'm just not a night person, so after 9 o'clock, I don't know what I'll be saying. It might be good, it might be bad. I was going to bed at 7, but 9.
Be in the bed.
Call them senior citizens.
Your feet is kicked up, rubbing your stomach.
Say, 7:30 is bedtime.
Oh, man.
Let me get up at 4 a.m.
What time you go to bed, Cam? What time you go to bed?
I don't sleep.
Really? You a night owl like Cat? Like Anthony?
I'm more morning productive, but you know, the circumstances.
I know Anthony up at 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I can adjust. I'm an amphibian. If I gotta be in water, I gotta be on land. I just adjust.
I mean, we all can adjust, but we don't want to adjust. We want to thrive. I can't thrive. You know, I can thrive at 9, 10 o'clock. It's just not preferred. I think
I find the opportunity where it is. So sometimes it's in the morning.
Cam just woke up feeling himself today. Now this, you know what I realized? You know why he want to do this early?
Why?
His wife ain't around. He can talk all the shit he wants. You know, if his wife was around, he would not be popping all this stuff.
Oh, I definitely would. I definitely would. It's because my kids don't be around.
You ain't been this swaggy since.
Okay, it's the morning. Every time y'all want to do podcasts midday, my energy done drained. I done ran after children, went on walks, sad calls.
I like early morning care.
And they won't come in because he just wake up like, nobody else is here. It's like, what's that you say, Echo? You want some coffee? Stand in the mirror looking at himself for 30 minutes.
Hold on, Tracy, what'd you say?
I didn't say that, man. I was laughing.
Driving
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
The echo, that's what he used. The echo, you
look, no, I made a conscious decision and said, you know what, I need to attack this better. So instead of y'all getting, elliptical calves midday, I said, God damn it, I'm gonna turn on my laptop.
Said, hold on, I'm gonna set up the laptop.
Exactly. That's when you knew that it was like, all right. He
was like, hold on, let me hit him with this today.
You know.
Hey, he got the lay. He ready.
He
thought about this last night when he laid down. Like, okay, I'm ready for him.
Oh no, I was like, I'm gonna bring my set. You know, I was like, all right, we're gonna do it.
Extra tight tee cut up above the bicep.
Look, y'all can't get mad because I got muscles.
I'm gonna hit him with the part one time.
But see, I could appreciate all that because all that is compliments, knowing that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm inspired.
Y'all
inspiring
food,
the kiddies
man.
out here, you know.
Y'all food. I'm about to go listen to the other podcast and see what I missed, man. He over there like
you gonna see a vast difference because I think I was half tired on half of them. Y'all talking, I'm circling, moving my arms, sweating 30 pounds, trying to have a insightful conversation.
We appreciate you coming with us this morning, sir.
Yeah. The elliptical's on pause.
I took the elliptical on pause. I'm not like partially. Attention is moved.
Well, the early mornings are gonna be the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's do it. I'm all game for that.
Anthony might even put a thumbnail on this one because he's like, I ain't got Kevin bouncing up and down.
No. We gonna keep it as it is. You just want a thumbnail. He's like, let me.
No, because you know how you could do a full one. The 3 of us. My bad. The three. Because right now it looks like a plain ace card. I think when I click on the thumbnail, but a spade or something. But
we down to 10 minutes. I'm gonna see what we had in the chat too. You got any topics? Y'all want to discuss while I'm looking up?
I mean, I think the one thing is probably just, we send everybody off on some tips on like maybe some things they can do. If anybody listening to this, hopefully they are, some things they can do to keep their mental status strong and intact. You know what I mean? So maybe things that we doing, anything that's helping keeping everybody at a high elevation.
You ain't got nothing?
I can.
I thought y'all was about to do a topic.
Kev was playing out this morning. He
that's a day in, day out. I
ain't never heard Kev not have something to say. That was the first time like that.
Well,
I feel like that's a dead horse. I was looking for a topic.
Yeah, he was ready. He was trying to get something he could pontificate on.
I jump in. I'll start.
See, look, I was making that.
So basically, I think one thing I'm trying to do is, limit my news time, limit my social media time when it comes to the coronavirus. To be informed what's going on, but not to like overindulge in the same information over and over again, because I felt it was taking a toll on my psyche. Another thing is talking about it. I noticed I'm trying not to discuss. Obviously I'm talking about it now. I'm telling you what I'm trying not to do. But I'm trying not to. Just not to talk about the virus if it's not necessary. And a lot of times it's really not necessary. Unless someone's sick or unless there's a new update that I need to be on. But I feel like I've noticed that's made a huge difference in my psyche in the last few days. So basically I would encourage anybody who's obsessed with the news or talking about it with everybody I would try to limit those conversations, because then you'll see how much you are talking about it and talk about something else. There was a lot of stuff going on in your life before this virus, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on after this. So like we're trying to do, stay focused on the future, stay healthy. So that's all I think
it's a perfect time, for that, more of that journey within, if you have the time. Like I said, whether it's working on yourself internally, externally, meditation. getting swole.
Oh, you see the bicep though, and the.
I don't know, but that, I think just
catch me in 60 days, and you'll be like, oh, God damn. That's what you need to do.
All right, I can't even be serious no more. It's gone.
That's part of it too, y'all. Keep that sense of humor. You gotta keep laughing.
Yeah, when he's smiling and he's just, just let that be the example. Lead with a smile. That's good example. That's great advice. Great advice, Tracy.
That's how we're gonna title the episode. Lead with a smile.
And then you can put me up there with the.
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, we go. I like early morning Kev for the pod.
Yeah, I like it too. I think this is the one. I like this is the one. Now I gotta break it.
Kev got energy. Shit, I thought he was gonna be talking like Lil Wayne on it.
Yo, Trey. You remember the football player that would come into the office in the commercials? I can't remember his name. But it was the commercial. It was the big dude that would just come in, just high energy. That's what Tracy gonna be like next time he come in. He just gonna be super high energy. He gonna be yelling.
Now that I know
you done got him hyped.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true.
I didn't get the memo. Maybe I gotta read the thread more because I didn't get this memo.
That's because you go to bed at 6 p.m.
Okay.
You wake up a whole world of conversation fast through. Tracy be like, "Oh man, what time we doing this? 5 minutes from now. Oh, wait, I gotta get my coffee and my biscuits."
My biscuit. Hey, what'd you say in the beginning?
Get that carefree chewing in.
Yeah. That's what inspired me. I said, I need some of that in my life. I need to chew with no cares.
Hey, y'all, that's what y'all got to do, the carefree chewing. That's how you know you living life right there.
No
matter what. Hey, the house could be burning up. As long as you keep that carefree chewing.
That's when I knew nothing was getting to him. So you probably stopped carefree chewing. Started looking at the news and everything else. All you needed to do is just keep some gum with you. With a chew like that, he could never be unhappy. I guarantee you.
Oh, man.
All right, we ain't talking about that. We gonna shut this one down.
Oh yeah. We can talk
on.
about what we got. 4 minutes. Yeah, we got 4 minutes. So,
Kev don't want to go.
No, because usually we'll have a topic. I didn't saw the documentary. But we can save it for the next one.
Yeah. Next one we gonna bring
at least it'll
energy
be
and we're
the end.
Be structured. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will be over by then. Are you up to date?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We can talk about Bow Wow and the dad.
Oh man, y'all
started
it. I looked at that like, what is happening right now?
Y'all ever go ball? Because I might could get a shot on him. I saw him.
Nah. He I think he only hoops with certain people. Mostly, even the people from Wasserman. Like I don't even think he hoops with other players, employees. I've only known 2 people that have played ball with him, and that was at what's the gym over there, Equinox. But,
he an elitist baller. What you call used to be over there playing when I used to go. I was about to say I don't want to drop a name. If I don't drop a name, he changed Meta World Peace over at the.
He lived he used to live.
He lived in Westwood.
He in Westwood, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He like the mayor of Westwood. That's what's up.
No, he ain't the mayor. I'd say the mayor is probably LeBron.
We get what he's saying.
LeBron's
in Brentwood.
But he always
I thought it was Westwood.
No. Bron's in Brentwood.
Oh, okay.
Brentwood.
You would he the mayor of Brentwood. Yeah.
LeBron don't play. Unless he's playing at home, but if he want to play with other people, he go to UCLA.
That's true. Well, you see everybody goes to UCLA though. Everybody.
Yeah.
I don't.
You ain't in the NBA.
Hey, you
but I could have been if I would have dedicated my work ethic to being that.
I say absolutely not.
I would have been if
I'm taller than Muggsy Bogues.
The Last Dance, man. That's the motivation you need. You watch that, you can make the NBA. You just got to be mean.
Oh, I mean, no, you just got to have that killer instinct.
Nah, you got to train for 19 hours a day.
That's what the killer
instinct. You got to be
is.
mean, and you got to watch The Last Dance like every other day. Stay motivated.
Nah, I think you just gotta know that you're a winner, and if you win, like okay,
to get into it,
enough. Use the baseball. You think his improvement in baseball in that short amount of time came because he didn't want to prove, or they said that the expectation for him was that he was just gonna suck. Like he didn't play baseball
ain't
since
no
he was
time
17.
out. We got less than a minute, so we're gonna come back and finish this on the next one.
Nah. Hey, okay. But this is what I'm gonna say.
And just keep my comment in there because it's the right comment. So then that way when it leads into
Tracy, you got 30 seconds. Tracy, you got 30 seconds. Go.
No. The reason that he was good at baseball is because he was a competitor. He was still an athlete.
You saying the same thing? You cut him off. It's over.
But he played baseball. It wasn't like he never played. He played baseball and golf his whole life.
Almost 15 years before.
On the next one. Y'all decide when y'all want to get back because we can do this quick.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Peace, y'all.